Top ladder with 3.0 Xbow cycle. It's been a year since I seriously competed at the top, but I decided it was time. My return to the top was filled with glory, tilt, rage, and sheer willpower. Finishing number 306 with 3.0 Xbow cycle, I upgraded my main account's ladder badge and got a nice finish added to my profile. I had insane games against top players and some crazy matchups. Royale Giant Monk, Minor Rocket Golden Knight, Royale Giant Lightning, P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant, and many others. To make things even wilder, the final win for my finish was a 3.0 Xbow mirror match. Today, I'll be documenting my glorious season and sharing my achievement with all of you. It's going to be a long one because I want to include my favorite games from the full range of 2800 medals all the way up to 3200. With all that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so I just woke up, started the day at 3k medals, decided to play some games just to get to 3.1k, you know, ladder pushing, and I played 2 matches so far, and guess what I faced? 2 Royal Recruits players, back to back. You can't make this up. Now we're up against Fatih Arabachi, who is known for playing RG Monk, so matchup luck just not shining my way at all today. But we'll do our best in this one. There are some things you can do against RG Monk to try and control the pace, so I'll do my best to show you. There's the Monks, that's going to confirm it is indeed going to be RG Monk, and it's not going to be easy, but I'll do my best. So just going to go Archers early. Hopefully we can make him pop ability early, but no, he just waits and goes for an aggressive RG, but because of that placement and the Monk ability pausing it, I can kind of do my micro in a way that I get the Tesla on top of the RG first. I have to log this back as well, but that rage is just so overbearing and I just can't really do much about it. I have to go late skellies, but that's going to be quite a lot of damage. And now the bad part about this is I have to go Archers as well because I just can't afford to take stray hits in this matchup. A big thing about any RG matchup is as many RG hits as you take, that lowers your chances of winning by that much as well. So the goal is to take no RG hits if possible. I frankly don't know what I was supposed to do to stop it just now. I mean, he had a Monk ability that just deflected my tower. I don't think I could have stopped that, but moving forward, my goal is to minimize RG hits taken and just do my best all in all. So he goes for the Hunter at the back. I think I will just take the Fireball. It's honestly really important to spell cycle in RG matchups too. And okay, he's already BMing me, yeah, so I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but him and I do have a bit of a history. You know, he has BM'd me in the past, so he's looking like he's going to do it again. We'll see where that early BM gets him though. I'm just going to try and lock in here. He's probably going to plop a Monk down in front, so I'll go Knight to predict that. And yeah, there it is exactly, so hope I can stop it at the bridge, and it looks like I can. Yeah, perfect. So now the tower is going to get onto the RG instead. I get my Evo Archers on it too. I can get my log, and that's going to be no hits. That was really nice micro defense. Plus his cycle is a bit messed up now, so I'm going to go for the Xbow on the left. He's also responding to the Evo Archers in the right, and he doesn't have Monk or RG in cycle. He is somehow back in 1 E-Spirit. That's actually insane. I'll go for my Evo Tesla though, because that RG was played all the way in the middle, and the other Evo Archer just power shot it really effectively, so I can actually kind of get that DPS down. And gonna Fireball the Fisher too, maybe get a mini Expo lock. This would be huge, and I think we are about to get one. Yes, we get a beautiful lock that was very well executed. Basically, I made sure that I pressured when he had no RG, no Monk in cycle. My Evo Archer's counter push actually helped DPS down the RG a lot, and so that's why I decided to get that Expo Evo Tesla push going, because I was like, wait, I can actually retarget. Let me pull this Monk out of Expo range, get it retargeted onto the tower. Beautiful play, and so now I can just get back to a second Tesla. Gonna let the Expo die and worry about, again, not taking any RG shots, because that is my goal. Let's log the RG back, and that should be a really nice defense Knight just to make sure I don't take any guards damage, and that is so much damage, man. That tower's down to 1400. This is huge. I can't believe we're outplaying him this much so far, and I can't believe he had the audacity to BM right at the start as well. I'm definitely going to give it back to him. Let's just take a Fireball. I would not really do this if I wasn't up so much damage, but because I'm up all this damage now, I think I can just take some safe defenses and just make sure I minimize any chance that I take any damage from him whatsoever. I'm going to go Expo just because he might go RG or Monk the back. And contrary to what you might think, it actually is quite important to go offensive Expos in this matchup, just because what you want to do is force them to spend Elixir defending your Expo. That way you can take away from the Elixir they have to pressure and build big pushes. Also, that's a really nice timed log. We actually get a mini log after that, so beautiful defense and offense. Just going to give him the well played back, because, you know, he gave it to me right at the start. He knew he had a pretty good matchup on me. You're going to go Expo again. Once more, just maintaining my pressure, not really trying to get a lock here, although it would be nice if he keeps giving them to me like he tends to do. Let's also bridge block this Monk, again preventing that tower from... Okay, somehow still gets deflected. That's actually a really stupid mechanic, but basically preventing the tower from locking onto the monk. Gonna go Skellies plus log once the Evo Tesla resets the RG. He's all the way back, so I have to rapid cycle back to a third Tesla on this sequence, which we are back to now, and the defense is not too bad. He does have rage log to kill my archers, but honestly I've been controlling these the pace of this match and these defenses really well so far. Gonna go just early Skellies, E-Spirit. I like to DPS down those Evo RGs. We have our Evo Archers for it, and yeah, he just can't do anything. Gonna go Bow because he's overcommitting to try and kill my push on the right and my counter push, and he goes for the monk. So yeah, it's basically over. I can get 2 fireballs off if I want to as well. Don't even need to though. I could just make sure I full defend this because he's definitely going to spam all his spells. And yeah, I wonder where the BM is now, Fatih, because he was BMing me. He gives the good luck. Dude, that's actually hilarious because he was BMing me at the start, and I'm not afraid to give it back. So beautiful, beautiful win against RG Monk. Not an easy matchup, but as you can see, you can outplay, you can control that match. Alright, we got a match against Savage, and I'm not gonna lie guys, I've been tilted for about an hour now, just trying to get back up out of this 2.9 to 3k range. It's so frustrating because there's so many difficult matchups down here, so it's tough, and then even when you do get a good matchup, if you don't play perfect at every moment of every match, you can risk losing. Like I lost to E-Giant by about 100 HP, so that was very frustrating as well. So man, pushing top ladder, just more stressful than I remembered it being. But anyways, into this one, and this guy's playing some kind of fast cycle deck. We see the Ice Spirit, the Bats, the Spear Goblins, the Log, and the Goblin Hut, which is not surprising at all. This card is so strong. Look at how many spears it's spawning, man. That's almost outpacing how many zaps my Tesla can put out. So we see a Miner as well on the Archer, I presume. Yeah, it's just going to log down low, clip that, and I'm not entirely sure what this guy's playing. Obviously some kind of quick cycle deck. Let's go for the Xbow, test the waters, and we see a Rocket. Oh boy. Okay, so this is going to be difficult because fast cycle miner rocket, you know, I was just talking about how there's so many difficult matchups down here, and of course they give me fast cycle miner rocket. They just don't want to give me a break, but let's do our best. Trying to think of ways I can build pressure and momentum in this matchup, and one thing I just thought of, I have Evo Archers coming up, so I can try and do some kind of dual lane pressure, like Knight, 1 Evo Archer in the left, Evo Archer, Expo in the right, maybe something like that could work. I'm gonna go for the Fireball on the hut, and I think I'm gonna eventually have to switch lanes. You don't want to go same lane in a matchup like this, especially when they just want to log cycle you out. They can clip your Expos, and the tower with the log might seem minuscule, but it does actually add up. We do sadly have to go Evo Archers for this miner right here, so that dual lane pressure sort of out the window now, and he has a Golden Knight too. Are you kidding me? Okay, gonna go Expo opposite, and he does just go for the rockets. We get a mini lock, but it's not going to be enough, and Golden Knight just invalidates Evo Archers entirely. Dude, this is going to be so frustrating because I already have a lot to deal with the fast cycle miner rocket, where he can just throw rockets on my bows, get guaranteed damage with the miners on the tower. And if that wasn't bad enough, he has a Golden Knight to invalidate my archers, act as a tank for the Expo, and also risk connecting to tower with 1 misstep. So this is not going to be fun. Let's go Skellies. E-Spirit cannot take any damage from that Spear Goblins Bats combo. Nice. I do prevent that. And I'm just trying to think of things I can do here. I think Spell Cycle is going to be pretty crucial as well, and I also want to stack Teslas because that's the one thing they can't really take out with this deck. They can't do much about a Tesla when they don't have a poison, right? So I can go for the Tesla. Let's go Skellies, pull this Bat over, and of course 1 Evo Bat just gets at my tower, man. Can't have anything go right in this one. Let's go for the bow. He's definitely going to go for a rocket, so after that I can probably just go for a fireball on the tower, and this is one thing I thought of as well, where I can just try and do some Spell Cycle outplay as well, or counterplay, I guess. Don't even know if you would call it outplay, but I just don't have a choice, right? Nice catch on the miner. I mean, he just has rocket, Golden Knight. He has too many counters to my Expo, so I don't see any way I'm going to get an Expo lock, so I do actually have to just start Fireball cycling to get some kind of damage. I'm going to take the Fireball on the Golden Knight, just again, have to, I don't have a choice. Let's go Knight to block that, even though it does mean the Evo Ice will connect. Let's go E-Spirit Skellies, catch that miner, perfect timing, beautiful micro. We actually do somehow, some way get a lock in there. So I think there's actually some kind of hope now that Ice is going to connect, sadly, so that's going to make my Evo Archers kind of rendered useless. Let's go for a low Tesla, log this miner back as well, just minimize damage if I can. Tesla, please help out, thank you. Okay, we are actually in the lead because of that mini lock we have, but it's not going to be enough. We do need to get some kind of lock again. Let's go for the E-Spirit. Looks like he's trying to defend this without going for the rocket, so that's really nice. We see the miner. I do catch that. Let's go log as well. Archers up high for the spears, and I think we can actually maybe, yeah, we get a couple ticks on the tower. There's no way. Gonna keep the momentum going. Let's go for another Xbow. I can't believe we're actually getting locks in this matchup. That is just unprecedented. Let's go Knight, because I have to go Knight early, even though he's gonna get a free dash, because if he goes Spears, that's gonna just connect on my Xbow and take it out. So I have to pre-block with a Knight. Just don't have a choice. Let's Fireball Cycle right away. Expo is dead, so if he wants, okay, that's a terrible log. If he wants, he can probably just rocket my tower at some point. I think he is going to do that. Let's go low archers. Skelly's high for the bats, then E-Spirit. There's the rocket. I have to Tesla. I have to for these Evo bats, man. And we have to bow immediately. He is 4 away from the rocket, right? Let's go Evo archers, which are going to die to a Gold Knight, but I just need to make this pressure happen. Let's log hitting the tower. Skelly's on the minor. E-Spirit does get clipped by the log, but yeah, Gold Knight's just going to be so tough, man. Look at that dash range. I have to go in again, though. I don't have a choice. If he rockets my tower, I just have to go in. So let's go in again. Let's fireball the tower, get a log 2, and I have to go for one more fireball. Let's also catch this miner. And actually, we don't need the fireball, right? Because we just distract him enough to not let him rocket in. I cannot believe we just won that match. That is probably one of the best matches I've played. That is such a difficult matchup. I cannot understate that, but I'm actually trying to untilt, so let's go, man. I'm so proud of myself for that one. Alright, we got a match against, Benzer Rydell. This is actually a former professional player. He got up on the big stage and everything, so definitely going to be a difficult match ahead of us. No easy task. He has some newer finishes and badges, so must be a new account that he created. Let's find out what he's playing. Gonna go for my early E-Spirit chain onto that Skelly, get some early sneaky chip in here, and it is looking like it's going to be RG Cycle, so the Cycle version that has Skelly's E-Spirit, Evo Hunter, Lightning. Not going to be an easy matchup, but should be easier than Monk at least. Let's go for a Tesla low, archers to the side once that E-Spirit changes. We can't get some kind of E-Spirit log shenanigans going. And I'm not entirely sure why he went for such an aggressive early RG. But at the same time, I can't really punish it because if I try and go in, he's just going to go Skelly's, E-Spirit, Fisher, then he's already back to an RG. The cycle is insanely fast in this deck, so the best advice I can give you guys in this matchup is play single passively and try and get some early damage if you can. Like log cycle, fireball cycle if you can, E-Spirits onto the tower, anything you can make happen. I like to try and get a 500 damage lead in single going into double if I can, because that's just going to help us out moving forward, where they have a lightning in this deck, so they can just out spell cycle you, so this game does come down to spell cycle a lot of the time, but you still need an early lead in order to be successful going into double, like I said. So I just try and play by these principles. He's trying to bait me into going for a fireball on the side. I don't want damage in. I'm not going to take it. Not going to take those fireballs on the left because I just want to stick to my plan. I'm going to split my Evo Archers, log cycle, protect my Evo Archer with my Skellies, and it's a little boring playing like this, but you have to play perfect to win a matchup like this. It is honestly pretty close to an even matchup, I would say. Maybe slightly ours with the Evos, but I don't know. It's not going to be that easy nonetheless. I would say it might even be slightly theirs, but we'll see. Anyways, he's going all this stuff in the back. I think I'll go for my Tesla now because I don't want to waste my archers in case he goes in. And I do see a good fireball there on the Fisher Hunter, but I'm just trying to play it safe, and I think that's too early to go for a fireball when I don't have too much of an advantage. He does go for a lightning on my Tesla and archer. It's actually a pretty good value lightning, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to go for the fireball cycle. Again, there's no point going Expo because he's going to get an RG down. It's a free 0 elixir RG. There's just no purpose in that. Here I think I'll go for a high Tesla though. I can bait him into going for early aggressive RG potentially when he might not otherwise. Yeah, exactly. And it's also anti-lightning, so just kind of twofold purpose there. Let's go Knight to protect our archer, just DPS down this RG, and that is a really nice micro defense. That's going to be no RG hits. Let's go Skeletons for the Ghost, E-Spirit for the Fisher, and we are playing really well. I think I have to make something happen though. We're not going to win this with just sitting back, so now it's time to go for the Expo. Let's go Evo Archers to predict the RG, and I can go Log to knock it back as well. That is a perfect prediction. Let's reset this RG's attack animation. Skeletons to block something, and that's going to be, I mean, we don't really get anything. We get one lone Expo bolt on the tower. That is like the biggest sad tiny violin moment I've ever seen, but I mean, we still get one tick, right? So it's better than nothing, but yeah, this is tough. I mean, it's not that easy, like I said. Gonna split our archers. Honestly, I could see him going for a lightning here, so I'm gonna go Expo predicting that. Actually goes for the RG instead. Let's go E-Spirit, get back to our Evo Tesla high so he can't lightning hitting our tower. And this actually is looking like it's a pretty promising push. Gonna go Knight to protect against the Ghost. He is back to RG in like one card. Yeah, he's actually already back, but we can potentially outcycle him here, because I've been forcing stuff out. You know, he did go for an aggressive RG, I defended it pretty well. Let's E-Spirit to block this, and I think, okay, I'll take the Fireball on the tower, even if I don't hit the Fisher. I'm just taking the Fireball. We do hit the Fisher though, nice. So we are up 1,000. You can see my playstyle has been working very well. I'm trying to play this as genuinely optimally as I can. There is a Lightning. I'm going to go for the Debo, which might not be that optimal of a play. I mean, he can just go ignoring it, or just, again, RG here, but I mean, I just need to make some kind of counterplay happen here. And now we can go Debo into offensive bow, and that Lightning is way too aggressive. Hold up, because now he's going to have trouble defending this. Let's go pre-Fireball on the Fisher. We do almost hit it, but it's still important damage on the tower. We can go for our Evo Archers on this RG, and then this X was not going to break through, but the next one very well could. So Evo Archers DPSing down. And go for the aggressive Xbow. He's low on Elixir. Again, going to prediction Fireball on whenever he plays. And that's going to lock onto tower. Beautiful, beautiful setup. Again, he just got a bit too aggressive with his spells. And you can see that this match is so precise. You have to play it so surgically. You have to go for the perfectly timed Xbows, the perfect spell cycle. But if you play it successfully, you can win with great control of the match the whole time. And so that is exactly how it's done. This is a picture-perfect match against this RG Lightning Fast Cycle deck against a former pro. So again, bookmark this, come back to this if you want to see how to play this matchup, because that is honestly a very nice win and I'm really happy with it. I think I played a great game. We're in against HJ Bima. We are now 1 win away from 3K again, so the untilt has been successful. Can't believe those wins. Minor Rocket Golden Knight Fast Cycle into Benzer Rydell True Combo, but the game is testing me because they have given me P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant. If you see Chef Tower in this meta, there's a 70% chance it's P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant, so we're just going to see what we can do. I have won against this deck more than I've lost this season so far, so I don't think it's a good matchup at all, but you can definitely win. We see a Goblin Machine in the back. Unfortunately, that is the one play I can't really punish. If they go Goblin Giant or P.E.K.K.A. the back, I always Expo opposite, but now I'll just chill, split my archers, and he's about to go in. 3, 2, 1, and oh my god, there's the P.E.K.K.A. I told you guys, because these players are so aggressive in this meta. I don't know why, they just have no shame. But look at that beautiful micro, actually. That archer split comes back to pay dividends 30 seconds later. We get the P.E.K.K.A. getting kited all the way to the right lane. That was so clean, so nice. Unfortunately, this Goblin Giant's not getting hit by the right tower, but that was still unbelievably clean, honestly. And I think I can go Expo now because we've outcycled both the P.E.K.K.A. and the Goblin Giant just by not going aggressive too early on. I'm just going to go in, and I think we can make something happen here. So he has Goblin Machine back in cycle. He is going to be going for that. That's his only counter. He just spent 2 on the Bomber, though. Bad Bomber. We can block this Machine with a Knight, and I think we can actually make something happen here. Let's see. He has to go Mega Minion, right? Or he goes our Arrows. Okay, let's go Archer Skellies because he has to defend this, and I'm not sure how he's going to. Curse. Okay, that's going to be a lot of damage to look at the Archer punish. Look at that go. He has to go for a late rage, too. That was so clean. Wow, that was actually so nice. Gonna go E-Spirit to sack that damage and actually get some tower damage, and I'm gonna go Expo at 6 because I think he only has P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant in cycle, as well as like Mega Minion and I think 1 spell. Arrows, so he actually has nothing available. Yes, goes for late Goblin Giant. That was such nice cycle tracking by me, and so now also Elixir, and so now we get the tower down. If we just defend for the next minute, we win, and this is exactly how you want to play this matchup. If you let the game go on to a battle of attrition for 5 minutes, you are guaranteed going to lose. So what you have to do is just kind of play it out and make a single Elixir connection happen. You have to find the perfect opportunity. I would recommend just learning all the different permutations of what can happen and just try and get a lock because you just have to. So I went for my early Evo Archers there because they're going to get arrows off anyway. You might as well just get some power shots while you can. If this push is going to be insane. If I survive, then I think I win, but that's a big if. Let's go for the low Archers, log, cycle back to my Knight as soon as I can because I just need to get that down, and if that P.E.K.K.A. heals, it's over. But okay, it just barely doesn't. That is so fortunate, and I think if we get a beautiful E-Spirit chain off here, we do just barely survive the biggest onslaught of the century, holding on by the skin of our teeth, and we won. I can't believe how well we played this game. That was such a nice win against P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant. Honestly, a hard matchup, but if you play well, you can definitely outplay them. Man, I'm playing so good. The untilt is happening. Alright, we got a match against Nova Arad. Let's see what he's going to be running. I have a pretty good starting hand, honestly. I have options for whatever he does. We see the early barrel, so just going to try and mitigate as much damage from that as I can. It's going to be some kind of log bait, so let's find out if it's going to be classic bait or some version of the hypno bait deck. I'd much rather it be the latter because they don't have a big spell or even a small spell sometimes, so that's just much easier to break through. But classic bait does run the rocket, which just poses a whole other host of issues for us. Princess, he does protect with the Ice Spirit, but I can still just go for the Tesla, easy counter. And he does respond to the Knight with the Evo Knight. Oh god, this is going to be really bad. So this is going to be classic bait and the hardest version of it while we're at it. So Evo Knight, Evo Barrel, they normally do run the Evo Ice Spirit, which is much more beneficial for us since they can't tank for the Expo. Beautiful micro on the barrel, and he goes for Princess the Bridge. I was not expecting it, man. Please stand up if you hate Princess at the Bridge, because I know I sure do. Let's go for the Expo, because he still has to respond to the Knight, actually, so I'll predict a response, and he does go for the Knight, and now he has to go for the Rocket, because if he goes Eye Tower, and I go, like, Evo Archers to predict it, he would just lose the game. So he knows that, so he's just gonna go for the late Rocket. We do get a really nice Expo off, and some early damage to boot, so that's gonna help us out a lot. This matchup, again, I honestly think it's their hard counter with the Evo Knight. I don't see any argument as to why it isn't, since they can just tank for every Expo. They can pressure you well with Princess at the Bridge and Evo Barrel pushes, and they can also just naked rocket your tower if they want to. Another Princess at the Bridge will only take one hit, so we're still in the lead, but eventually, I'm going to have to start catching those princesses at the bridge, otherwise I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. I believe he does have Evo Barrel in cycle, but I'm just going to throw a fireball on the tower because there's no better optimal play. There it is. Let's log the real side. Skelly's block that Ice Spirit. Will take a bit of chip in the right, but we still have the lead overall, so I'm okay with him splitting his damage, honestly, although Evo Barrel is great for dual lane pushes. But one of the biggest concepts in this matchup specifically is spell cycle, because he has the Evo Knight, right? He has Rocket. If I went for that Expo and tried to make something happen instead of just fireball cycling, he would have gotten a guaranteed positive elixir trade. It would not have gone well for me, so I think it was pretty crucial to go for that early on and just start the spell cycle race early. Here he goes for another barrel. Get back to my log. Fast fingers, have to get that down at the right time, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Let's go archers to take that princess out, and thankfully the third archer helps really nicely. Ice Spirit will actually tank 2 archer shots and take them out with a log, but if you have a third archer helping out, which I did just now, very, very clutch. It helps really nicely. Let's E-Spirit on the right and Evo Archers on the left. I do not like having to use my Evo Archers like that, but that actually ended up working out perfectly because we took 0 Evo Barrel damage overall. That was just really, really nice. Let's go Knight in the middle. Again, I just can't take any more princesses at the bridge. If I take a princess at the bridge, I'm just going to be down way too much to recover. I think we have to go E-Spirit plus archers on this and just try and mitigate as much damage as possible. He's already back to an Evo Knight. Like, it's just insane, man. This matchup is just not good. I don't care what anyone says. It has to be at least like 65-35 for them. Let's go for a low E-Spirit though. I think we can probably get some archers. I don't like going Tesla at the bridge. It's a play that I used to make a lot. Very comfortable play, but they can easily just protect their princess, protect their Goblin Gang with a Knight or Ice Spirit, and just get a positive trade on you. So you just have to be careful. I'm going to go for a Tesla, honestly, because it's just going to help defend against that barrel as well. Let's go E-Spirit and log. We do take some damage, unfortunately, but we are still in the lead. And this pressure is just absurd, man. Like, I just can't do anything in this game. I just can't really figure out what to do. Let's go Tesla for the princess now. A Knight will hopefully survive long enough, and Tesla, if I'm lucky, no, it does not help against the other princess, so we do have to go archers, and I am officially down about, I want to say, 6 elixir right now, entering triple. This is not great. I'm just going to throw another fireball, though. We need to spell cycle because he has Evo Knight back in cycle. If I go in, it's just a suicide note. Let's go for the E-Spirit Evo Tesla on this gang. Very, very nicely controlled. Log on the barrel. I did miss one, but it's not the end of the world, I suppose. I'll go Knight. E-Spirit to hopefully chain onto the princess and take it out, please. Okay, of course it didn't. Let's Tesla for that one, and okay, what is going on? I'm gonna go archers on the real side, log the fake side, and we are actually still in the lead somehow, some way, but it's really not looking good. I'm gonna throw a fireball, even though I have like 10 elixir on the board to contend with. I just need to get damage somehow, so I'm just gonna try. Let's go Knight the middle. We have a huge push incoming, man. He has 2 princesses. He's back to barrel, and it's in the right. Okay, let's log it off. Let's get a knight down in the middle, and I think just barely he's going to rocket my tower. But I think if we just throw a fireball at the very last minute and block a princess, we just barely come off with that win. That was an insane triple elixir. Definitely a hard counter. So proud of that win because it's not easy by any means. But again, spell cycle, truly the key to victory in the classic log bait matchup. Alright, we are into the match for 3.1k against Cree2704. If I recall correctly, this guy made his own homemade deck and he's always really high on ladder with it. It is some strange combination of cards. I don't know what it is going to be. I don't remember, but I played him on top ladder I think a few years ago, so I'm just going to play it safe and Tesla the middle. There is no way Ice Wizard means it's going to be splashed out or anything like that. I'm telling you guys, this guy has a very strange homemade custom contraption, and honestly, it's kind of cool because if you're a really good player, if you're really dedicated, you can still make your own homemade deck work even on top ladder. So it is nice to see, I'm not gonna lie. So there's the Hog Rider, and thankfully the Tesla survives on 1 HP. Very, very clutch there. Let's go for the early Expo because I have a knight counter pushing. There is honestly no risk involved in this play and does have the barbs. Okay, I think he has a minion horde in this deck as well, so let me get my fireball ready. I'm starting to remember what he has, and it's kind of coming back to me now. Yeah, there's the horde, like I said, so let's go fireball on that immediately. Archer stack in the right, and I think we actually will get a mini expo lock here for our efforts. Yes, we will, so beautifully orchestrated sequence overall, and that's going to be a nice 500 damage lead to start the match out. So if I'm not mistaken, this guy has arrows freeze in this deck. I believe it should be something like that. I mean, I'm quite sure he has a freeze. Not sure about the arrows, honestly, but okay, princess. Yeah, okay, there's something I wasn't expecting. I'm telling you guys, it's just these weird homemade decks that these players are genuinely so passionate about. They push it to top 500, top 200 ladder, and actually succeed with it. Let's go for a pre-Tesla. I'm like 90% sure he has a freeze, so I just want to have a Tesla down on the board and just be safe in case I need to make something happen. Like, I don't want to have a risk where I go Tesla late, he freezes, I'm not back to a Tesla, something like that. We can go for an Expo again, honestly, because I do have Evo Archers available to melt this Ice Wiz, and that should actually be pretty helpful. Yeah, he splits Evo Barbs in the wrong lane. He goes 3-2, but 3 in the other side. I think he was not expecting my Evo Archers to take that Ice Wizard out so early, so I just get a huge connection, and I can go for the late Skellies plus Evo Tesla on these barbs to clean them up very much after the fact. Log this all back as well, and that is a perfect sequence overall. I mean, he's kind of done at this point. It's not over by any means, but I think if I just play it safe and secure from here, there should be no way I can throw. He has a dude. I like every new card he plays is like opening a mystery box. Like, he has a miner, he has a princess. I'm again quite sure he has the freeze. Maybe he doesn't have the arrows because there's no way he has enough cards in the deck to fit that many, right? So let's go for the archers. He's gonna go hog. I think I'll just go knight. He's definitely gonna freeze here, right? Because he does have it. So yeah, there it is on the knight, archers, and tower. I'll just log this back. Honestly, not really worried about that damage. It is a fair amount of damage, but I kind of expected him to get some kind of big surprise push eventually. Now, I know he has the freeze, so he can't catch me off guard with that anymore. And even if he does go for these Evo Barbs at the bridge, I can just fireball it off. Keep my Tesla alive is the most important thing, and I don't think I can really go wrong. I think I can actually go bow. He just went Barbs plus Valk. He has no good tank for this Expo, and I have an Evo Archer helping us. Let's go Ice Wiz. Now he has to go Hog. He has nothing else in hand, or even just Minion Horde, which is not going to do the trick. Evo Tesla E-Spirit, beautiful, satisfying pulse, and that is just game. Even if he survives this push, that's just 2 fireballs, and I think he knows he's done. Yeah, so really nicely done. Like I said, just safe principles, fundamentals, just play it slowly, and just kind of go for center Teslas. Don't take any risks against decks that you don't know what the opponent has, and that's going to be a very nice 3.1k. Alright, we are in against Baitlight on the road to 3.2k now that we got 3.1, feeling pretty good. I already lost to this guy a little while ago, actually. I played against him at 3k, and he's playing a very strange MK Drill Wallbreakers bait spam deck, so I think it's very stressful playing against a deck like this, and if there's one thing I learned from my loss, I think I should play this more passive than aggressive, because he has MK, he has Inferno Dragon in this deck. I just don't want to put myself in a position where I go aggressive and I get punished and just can't deal with the overwhelming spam. So I think in a situation like this, especially if you're unfamiliar or uncertain of outcomes, it's better to be safe than sorry. Play disciplined, patient defense rather than spamming expos and hoping that you can break through. So that's kind of the ideology I'll be following in this one. I think I could maybe expo here because he has no MK in cycle, but I'm gonna play it pretty safe and just wait till I hit 10. Yeah, there he goes for the breakers, so I'll just go knight. I don't want to take any insane risks again, because knowing this deck, you know, one mistake and half your tower is gone. They also have a lot of easy bailouts for your expo. I think the wall breakers are honestly a really easy expo counter for only 2 elixir. I think he does also have Evo wall breakers too, so that's going to make it even worse. Let's go for the E-Spirit for the Skelly Barrel, and Evo MK comes down, but I'm okay with this expo. It's not really meant to be an aggressive bow, rather just not take much damage from the Skelly Barrel, and the Tesla will be tucked in, so it's helping out against this MK as well. Just pretty nice overall. He does unfortunately have arrows in this deck, so that's going to invalidate my archers a lot of the time, so going to have to do a lot of archer splitting, and even the Evos, I might just have to split my Evo archers. I can't really lean on them in one lane. Skelly's a nice positive trade against the breakers, and I think I can go in now because he doesn't have MK, and I have an Evo Tesla available. So yeah, that's going to be a really nice situation. I can E-Spirit to reset this eye drag, and so this is one example of a pretty aggressive situation, but I think it's not going to go too bad. I'm going to go for a really late Evo Tesla here. It might seem weird, but I want to make that Tesla pulse take out the Skelly Barrel instead of playing it early and then having that pulse be kind of useless. So that's kind of my reasoning there, even if I took a little bit of damage in the process. And now I think if we just play it safe and disciplined from here, I should be fine. I'm not sure if defensive X's will be good in this match, but I feel like they won't be, honestly, because he just has so much spam. I feel like a pre-Tesla is better than a defensive expo, but I don't know. Here's a crazy push, man. Drill, wall breakers, MK bats. I'll just go for my knight. We have 2 knights right now. He still gets damage though, because drill is such a crazy win con. And unfortunately, this lead is gonna just evaporate into an eye drag. This counter push means nothing, so I just have to reset and get my pre-Tesla down. In fact, I'm actually in a bad spot because he has an MK to protect this eye drag, and I got to cycle all the way back to my knight. But thankfully, my Evo archers will get a lot of work in, especially because he does not go for the arrows right away, so we get a lot of value out of those. That was really clean, but we're actually losing now because drill arrows, man, I just have trouble defending that. I'm going to go for the expo on the left since he has to respond to this knight archers in the right. And that's really nice. He's back to MK. Let's block that with our knight. And the archers are still going strong. No damage in the right, sadly. I will go for my Evo Tesla. I want to make something happen in the right, honestly. I don't want to go same lane as him. Let's log 2. I mean, you get a very, very nice lock. So I think this was the right play, even though it's really aggressive. I think I need to switch lanes because I was going same lane earlier and nothing was coming out of it. I mean, I just had to keep going into his pushes, and my counter pushes weren't really amounting to anything. So I think this is nice. Unfortunately, I do have to play a bit aggressive now because he is up damage and I'm not going to win by sitting back, so I'm going to try and play like semi-aggressive but also calculated. Okay, this is really bad. Yo, the wall breakers go to the Tesla. That is so clean. I can't believe that happened. If that didn't happen, I think I would have lost straight up, so that's so fortunate, and I'm just going to say that was calculated, guys. Let's Fireball Cycle on the Goblin Gang. He gets an MK down. I have my Knight. I have my Evo Archers too. They're going to get arrows off, but before that, I can hopefully get some nice power shots, and he actually misses. Yo, he goes like arrows. We actually do get some surviving Evo Archers, so they can maybe make something happen, hopefully. I'm going to go Expo again. Even if he has an MK ready for this, I'm just going to go for it, and Tesla for that one spear. Can't risk any stray damage coming in. He does go for the pre-arrows, which he loves to do, but thankfully we still get that off. Gonna go Skelly's log, and then he goes for the drill. Let's Evo Tesla on this drill. That should definitely be full defended. Yo, it doesn't reach the spears. Oh no. I think I'm still okay though. We'll go archers. Please pop. No, it doesn't. I have to log. It doesn't hit the tower though. Okay, I think we just barely win with no more damage, right? If we just defend this drill, we catch it, I think we win. So let's go for all of this perfect defense. Let's log as well. And just barely, yo, the clutch ending of the century, and the firewall comes down too. That is nice. So I got my revenge. I lost him the first time, played better the second time, and that is how it's done. Really, really nice win. Above 3.1k medals now against MK bait spam craziness. Alright, I got a game against this guy. I think his name is Pure Strength. He's a really good Golem player. As you saw, he has a number 19 ladder finish with Golem. So definitely going to be a difficult opponent. I've already played against him twice this season. There's a Golem first play casually, by the way. But unfortunately, at top ladder, when I'm locked in and playing super serious, I'm going to defensive expo that first goal. I'm not going to go in because I'm not going to risk tower trade and losing in the first minute. It's just not worth the risk, even if it has a chance of working out really well. So I'm just going to take this full defense and sit back, play a safe, secured game. Let's E-Spirit when we can chain onto 6 Night Witch Bats, and that is a beautiful, beautiful E-Spirit. We are back to the archers to defend against as he nados them in, get back to my knight, and that should be a near perfect Golem first play defense, as you can see. If you defend perfectly, you will be okay. Didn't need a Tesla there either, and we only take some slight Golemite death damage there. So this matchup, I know his exact deck again. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he has Golem, Boss Bandit, Baby Dragon, Night Witch, and he's going to be in trouble if I play single well because he just has such an awkward cycle. So I think what I'll do is I'll get a Tesla down, and whenever he plays in the opposite lane, I will go Expo because you're going to see he's not going to be able to defend this. So he's going to go with something, yeah, Baby Dragon. Going to go Expo in the right, and he's at 6 elixir right now, so he can't actually stop this. Goes for the Wizard. I'll just log it back, and he's at like 1 elixir with no bar barrel in cycle, so now he's just dead. Goes Lumberjack. Let's go Skelly's E-Spirit to block that, and that's just game-winning damage already, honestly. Knowing him, he's probably going to draw this game out. I remember my last win against him was a 5-minute match where I just had to defend the whole game, but I can defend if I play perfect. This kind of lead is exactly what I need to go off of. So I think I'm just going to split my Evo archers because I will have a response to whatever he does. And he goes for a goal in the back. I'll just expo same lane. It's a little aggressive, but if I can get this to work, because he has nothing in cycle right now, if he plays something on it, he doesn't have enough elixir to defend this golem. If he doesn't, I take tower, and if I just defend this push, I win. So let's hope I can survive and just simplify this into a 3-minute fast game. So there's the Boss Bandit, like I said. Gonna have to defend some insane golem pushes right now, so get my low archers right away to get that DPS going. He's probably gonna nail them up, and then I can go back to a second pair if I need them. Have my Evo Tesla up high as well. Knight to protect my archers. Look at how much value they're getting, guys. I'll get my Fireball off on everything. Beautiful, beautiful Fireball too. And I think we just survived. That is insane. So now I can sack this Baby Dragon, and that's going to be game over. And yeah, that's really, really clean. So like I said, against Golem, because I knew his deck, I was able to punish him in single. But generally in any beatdown matchup, you want to play single effectively and maximize the fact that you can outcycle their golem, or use elixir rules like he doesn't have enough for a golem in time if he plays 4 in the back, so you can punish him accordingly like that. Just all sorts of different things come together, but really calculated, effective win against a good golem player. Alright, we are in against KZDY. Oh, I know this guy. I'm going to see if he wants to draw because I played against him 200 medals below and I beat him. And he also plays 3.0 Xbow cycle. Okay, looks like he's trying to play it out. Okay, so I guess we'll play it out. Wait, he gives the good game, so I'm really confused. Are we playing it out or what's he doing? He goes E-Spirit, so okay, that's going to chain onto the tower, right? So okay, if he's saying good game, I guess we can still draw. I can go for the Tesla, cycle back to my E-Spirit and get that on the tower. And okay, he's gonna, dude, that's so scummy. What, he goes for the Expo, so I guess he's not actually drawing. That's really weird, man. I don't know why he would do that, but okay, we're gonna play it out. It's a 3.0 mirror, and I just wasted 4 elixir on a Tesla that does nothing. But let's go Fireball log on this Expo. Should basically take it out, and okay, I don't know why he would say all of that if he actually wanted to play it out, but okay, I mean, I was okay either way. 3.0 mirror, though, this matchup is really deep. It really does come down to spell cycle at the end of the day. Of course, I'm down elixir because I had to Tesla nothing. That's kind of cringe, honestly, but okay, I don't think we can draw this out anymore. Let's just see. He goes for the Expo. He's playing really aggressive, which I think is a good sign for me, because if they play too aggressive, it's honestly just not going to go that well for them. Let's go Tesla, then we can log and Skellies to protect the Tesla in time, hopefully. Okay, that's not going to work out, but he has no login cycle, so we can go E-Spirit to protect our archer, and that 1 HP archer, oh my god, the savior. If that didn't happen, I might have taken a 500 lock. I might have lost already, which I would say is not really my my fault. Again, I was down for no reason because I just Tesla'd, assuming that he meant good game as in he wants to draw. But anyways, I have Evo Archers, so does he. We're gonna have to see how we can make this work. But yeah, this matchup has a lot of intricacies. I want to go Evo Archers on this bow. Just try and take it out early if we can. And even if he does go for, say, a fireball, I can just go for the Evo Tesla to reset the bow, so I would be fine no matter what. I'm going to go bow myself, and he has Evo Archers, so I have to be ready for him to do the same play. Yeah, he's going to try. Let's go E-Spirit and Log to hopefully make something happen. Okay, he does protect his Evo Archers, so well played. We'll have to go for our Knight on top of those to make sure he gets no damage on our tower. And it does come down to spell cycle, but honestly, the person who wins usually gets a bit of an Expo lock at some point, so it's going to be interesting. He plays the first Debo of the game. I think Debos are good in this matchup, but they're a little bit passive, and he just naked fireballs me back. Okay, I'm going to have to try and find a way to make some kind of momentum go my way, because he just gets ahead by a fireball, and my damage is pretty split, because I had to fireball his Debo, so I don't feel the best about the situation. E-Spirit chains really nicely, though. I can get a nice log, kill that archer. I'm just going to take the fireball on the Expo anyways, although I think if he keeps doing that, I can think of some other ways to play the situation out. Let's go Knight the back. He's going to keep going for these Expos and then naked fireballs on my tower. I do have Evo Archers and he doesn't, so this is going to be pretty beneficial. Let's go E-Spirit to prevent that one from chaining. Let's go for our offensive bow now. We need to make something happen. Knight, we have a Knight Evo Archer on both sides. This is really nice. So that Knight to protect. We'll go Skellies, we'll block, and yo, that one skeleton on the left. Hold up, wait, that one Skelly. Oh my god, that's 1, 2, yo, 3 skeleton hits? That's crazy. And I can just naked fireball him back because he had to respond to my Evo Archer dude. That is so huge. And that skeleton was just ridiculous. I'm gonna go for the Debo, and I think we won the game off of that if we just play well from here. But that was a really well orchestrated offensive sequence by me. I basically just wanted to make sure I wasn't letting him get away with Debo into fireball every single time. Now I'm going to do it back to him. He's going to keep spamming fireballs, but I think I'm in the lead here overall. I mean, this is not really where he wants to be, where he's fireballing from a position of weakness where he's down. Let's log. Okay, that's going to be basically dead. I'm just going to fireball him back, honestly. He's going to keep fireballing. We're in triple now, so it's just going to come down to spell cycle, honestly, again. That's what this matchup does come down to, but the differentiator here was that I did get that Expo lock, or it was technically an Expo lock, but it was actually just skeleton, so it's kind of funny. Let's go Knight Debo. This is another idea I had instead of just fireballing his Expo off. I'm just going to do this, and then E-Spirit plus Evo Tesla should... Okay, that leaves the archers on 1 HP. That's ridiculous, but okay, that does not work out. My Expo's on his, though, so I can just fireball him back, and now I think I'm a bit up. I mean, not by much, but a little. Let's go for our Evo Archers to DPS down this Knight. Let's just rapid cycle back to a fireball, and no one's going to break through anymore, so let's just fireball cycle central right now. We are actually down. Hold up, we are down a little bit, but our cycle is going to be ahead. I think we can get 2 fireballs off, whereas he can only get 1, because we're up by like 1 cycle, even though he's up by a fireball, if that makes sense. So going to rapid cycle back to my fireball, and I think, yeah, he just fireballed, so he won't get back in time, so we are just barely going to get the win, which is really nice considering we had a really bad start and we were down elixir. So I'll take that. That was a great 3.0 mirror match win from an unexpected position, to say the least. But I'll take it. That's going to be 319 plus now. I'm not sure what exactly. Let's take a look at the medal count. That's going to be 3195, 273. Nice. I'm actually really, really high up now. I'm really happy with that win, and I'm just playing really good. This feels good. This is a huge, crazy win streak. I can't believe I actually got the untilt, man. So after over a minute of top ladder queue time, my true final match of the season was against Lucas X Gamer, who, as you saw there, has a #1 ladder finish, was also the 3rd place finisher in CRL World Finals last year, so obviously I wanted to draw against him. I was spamming good game. He was spamming good luck. He wanted to play it out, so we were just going to play it out, and I didn't really have a choice. I'm also friends with him, so obviously I didn't want to play against him, but yeah, he just wanted to play it out. So Golden Knight Skelly's Goblin Hut, I already saw this, and it already looked bad, and I just told my friend 7-4 I was in call with at the time that no matter what happens in this game, whatever the outcome is, whether I win or lose, this is going to be the final game of my ladder season, because I, just keep it real, I was playing for over 6 hours straight at this point. I was exhausted, I was tired, and I was actually playing really well. I finally managed to untilt and have a great streak against all those matches you saw, you know, RG Lightning against Benzer, Golden Knight Miner, Rocket, P.E.K.K.A. Goblin Giant, all that stuff, but it's still very tiring. Playing top ladder for hours on end at this level does take a toll on you both mentally and physically. So I just wanted to give it my best, and it was really hard because for some reason Lucas was playing a version that no one else really plays. He had Evo Bomber and Golden Knight. Normally E-Giant doesn't have either of them these days, so it was already looking really bad. And of course, again, it's Lucas. He knows exactly how to play the matchup. So he was already up a lot of damage in single in both lanes, and he was not going to fall for any of my tricks to try and sneak a lock in. He was just playing it very safe and very solid. So, playing against a player of Lucas's caliber, definitely nerve-wracking, and I was already pretty nervous going into this, but again, I decided to just give it my best, try my hardest, and so I was trying to mitigate the Evo Bombers, trying to prevent Golden Knight dashing onto the tower, tried a Debo to get some momentum going, but he just got a very nice lightning on both, kind of prevented any momentum from coming my way, and I just could not break through no matter what I did. So unfortunately the game drew to a close in triple. I tried to sneak a lock in, but it just did not work out, and I got destroyed by Lucas. But again, I was not really that upset. I didn't feel any regrets. I tried my best, gave it my all, decided to call my season there. I lost only 26, I think, so I was down to still top 300, and I was really happy. Again, I was playing for hours on end, had the craziest untilt of all time, and I genuinely poured my heart and soul into this ladder push and into the video I'm making to show you guys right now. So I genuinely hope that you enjoyed seeing my end season ladder finish. As you can see, I had all these crazy games. I decided to screenshot everything just for the record keeping. But yeah, crazy season. I'm so proud of myself for how well I was able to do. And 306, after a year of not trying ladder seriously, I honestly was really proud of myself. So I hope you guys are proud of me too. I hope you enjoyed the full experience of top ladder with 3.0 Xbow from my perspective. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.